Tonight's special edition of the Sunday Night Talk is here. It is ready because it's Sunday night. Me and Omar are back on the mics talking NFL, talking Week 7. Omar's depressed. I'm just going to preface you with that right now. He had a rough Sunday. But first, don't forget, see me doing live stand-up comedy November 11th at Flappers Comedy Club. I am there 9:30 p.m. Should be a great show. flapperscomedy.com is where you go for that. Or you just hit me up. You let me know. Today on the show, we talk headlines. We had a few headlines for this week. I have a theory on NFL teams bye week. Of course, we talk Sunday night and the mess that was Sunday night. We didn't even wait till the Sunday night game ended. We just rolled. We just went into it. Must watches, must misses of the week. The questions, the awards, and of course, a very spirited round this week of legal ramifications. We go in deep into some legal questions and also Omar's personal journey into becoming a lawyer and what that takes to get into that. So it is here. It is all right now on the Sunday Night Talk with me and Omar Carmona. Week 7 right now. All right, we are back. It is Sunday night. It is the Sunday Night Talk, recording this 7:49 West Coast time. Omar Carmona joining me, full 49ers gear. Truth be told, Sunday night game isn't over. We're starting early for the second week in a row. And Omar, you already know what's going to happen. This game's going into overtime.
It's going to go into overtime. It's going to drag on. It's going to be one of those games that it may even end up in a top. Although now being 2 points down, but it's a terrible, terrible game. Ugly weather. I just want this game to end.
And it's your team. This on paper doesn't look like a bad matchup. The records are similar. It's Sunday night, but yet this game has been pretty much a snooze fest for 3 quarters. I think Al Michaels is now taking a nap on Chris Collinsworth's lap at this point.
Right.
Even they sound tired.
Oh, it must be horrible. I mean, bad weather. This 49ers team hasn't won a home game in over a year. I mean, think about that.
I saw that stat. That is brutal. They didn't even play at home last year.
It's terrible. So I want to end this. Let's move on to the other games, Pat.
This week in general has been odd for the NFL. It's almost like it was a hangover week. Like we're week 7, so we're halfway. We're like a little bored with the NFL. We've seen all the faces. We know all the characters, and it seems like this is the Wednesday of NFL weeks.
Well, we really didn't get much of a controversy this week. So maybe
right, we didn't get any controversy. That's true. So maybe that's why it was kind of boring.
Yeah, maybe.
We should have known this was going to be a bad Sunday night game. Number one, we've got a huge rainstorm in California. There was an earthquake in Los Angeles earlier today.
Did you feel it?
Yeah. I think it was a 3.9, so it shakes a little bit, and then you just go back to sleep. So we should have known this was going to be a weird Sunday night game. Kudos to NBC rolling out the weather animation. I don't know if you saw that. They had some good Doppler 3-dimensional animation going there. And then I was pumped up when I saw the rain because this is one of the last fields that has natural grass too.
Yeah.
So I'm like, this could be fun. And yet it seems Carson Wentz wants to give the ball to the other team. And as soon as he does that, Jimmy Garoppolo tries to match him, and he wants to give the ball to the other team. So I don't know what's going on. And now I'm guaranteeing it. We're going to have a great fourth quarter, and we're going to have to play extra football.
Oh, don't say that.
We got 11:30 left in the fourth, so we'll update. What did you think about this before we go to the other games? They're showing a lot of Condoleezza Rice in the press box or in the owner's box. And it said her dream job wanted to be the commissioner of the NFL. What do you think Condoleezza Rice as commissioner of the NFL would be like?
I'm not going there, but
Oh, why not? Go there.
no, I'm not gonna go there.
Well, I'll turn the mics off. Okay, go ahead.
She's a very, very bright woman. And I think if Goodell, if he has to step down, the owners get tired of him, which has happened. I think she would be a logical choice. She's made big time decisions, in the greatest of stages. So I wouldn't mind it.
All right. Very diplomatic answer. You know she wants the job. I could see it happening. I could see
It could happen.
Goodell.
It could happen.
I could see Goodell being forced out by the owners or something. I could see an angry mob going to Goodell's office 3.5 years from now and carrying him out.
Right.
So, okay, we'll update this game as we go along. So let's talk Week 7 in the NFL. Here's the headlines I got for Week 7. Chiefs and Ravens take a brutal loss each. It's National Tight End Day.
Right.
6 teams are on a bye. We've officially restarted Matt Nagy watch. And lastly, the Cardinals are still undefeated, and they're going into a Thursday night game against the Packers this week. Let's start Chiefs and Ravens. 2 ugly, ugly losses by the Chiefs in particular. I think are more panic button than the Ravens. Did you watch any Chiefs?
I did.
Titans?
Did.
I think it was 27-0 at one point.
It was 27-0. The halftime score was 27-0, and the only scoring done after that was the Chiefs chipped in a field goal. So, if I'm the Chiefs, yeah, it is time to panic because you have all the talent in the world, you have all the experience in the world. What gives? I mean, did they change schemes dramatically? Now, what I can say is with a revamped offensive line, obviously they're struggling. Patrick Mahomes is turning the ball over a lot. Okay, a lot. So, I mean, is it fair to just say it's just the offensive line? Maybe not. I mean, Patrick Mahomes isn't making the plays he was making last year, or the last 2 years. 3 years, I should say. So, it is time to hit the panic button on them. They are definitely not in the picture right now. When you look at the elite, you can't say the Chiefs team, this Chiefs team is elite. So I'm still looking at the Bills. I'm still looking at the Ravens. I'm still looking at the Titans, and don't turn around the Cincinnati Bengals.
Yeah, they had a good week. Here is Mahomes' stat line. By the way, the Chiefs are 3-4 now. Tennessee 5-2. Mahomes went 20 of 35. 206 yards, 0 touchdowns, 1 interception, 4 sacks. He gets pulled from the game late as well. No one on the Chiefs receiving or rushing was over 100 yards as well. So it's panic button. You know what the Chiefs remind me of? 2 things, actually. Remember the year after the Rams won the Super Bowl, the greatest show on turf, Rams? And we were just so enamored with their offense.
Yeah.
And then the next, we thought we were watching a dynasty. Yep. And then the next year, they sort of sputtered a little bit. And then the next year, they lost the Super Bowl. And then they were effectively done. That was it. That was the end of the era. So it reminds me of a little bit of a team that comes out of the gates hot with new offense, new players, new strategies. And it's not like everybody figures them out, but it's just like they ran out of afterburner.
Right.
And they're not making the chunk plays. They're not getting, no luck is on their side anymore either. So it reminds me a little bit of that. It also reminds me a little bit of like 2002-ish Lakers, where they're going for the 3rd championship in a row. And even if they're down 17 points in the 4th quarter, you're still like, they're going to pull it off. They're going to pull it off. And I think that's what we said about the Chiefs for about 6 weeks. And now I think the bloom is off the rose. I don't think we're scared of the Chiefs anymore. We don't think they're going to pull it off. And then secondly, the Chiefs are like a girl you've dated, and this is year 3. The honeymoon is over. You've had a couple fights. You made it through. And now you just sit in the corner of the same room and you read, and you never acknowledge each other. There's contempt now.
And you're just focusing on the ugly side of that relationship.
Right. Everything about the other person annoys you. Nothing is cute anymore. Mahomes doing his little no-look passes anymore. Not cute anymore. We don't think it's
Right.
interesting or fun. So we're year 3 of our relationship with the
How,
Chiefs.
how, how about how about Mahomes' brother dancing on the Sean Taylor tribute
Right.
number last week?
We hate the spouse's family also at this point. We
Right.
don't want to go see him on the weekends. I haven't figured out if I'm the guy or the girl in my Chiefs relationship yet either. So it's up in the air. But I think we have this familiarity with the Chiefs relationship, and we're
Right.
annoyed. We don't want to spend extended holidays with anybody. We don't want to do weekend trips anymore
No.
to cabins. We need marriage counseling if we're married to the
And,
Chiefs right now.
and one thing, and like you brought up the Rams, and the Chiefs now. That window in the NFL is so small. You know what I mean? That it shuts so fast, which makes you really admire what Belichick and Brady did in New England. You know what I mean? To keep it together that long and rarely sputter. I think the only playoff the only playoff season they missed is when Brady blew out his knee in the opener, and they had to go with Matt Castle, who was still 11-5. It's just because of seedings and the Jets were dominant that year. That defense was dominant. The Patriots just didn't make it. But that being said, sustained success is just so hard in the NFL.
Yeah. In my must watches, I had this game, KC Tennessee, ended up not being a good game, and then also Cincinnati Baltimore ended up not being a good game.
Oh,
In my must misses, Atlanta Miami, oddly a good game, last second field goal. But Cincinnati just went out and just blasted Baltimore. We were so high on Baltimore last week. I have a feeling we're going to forget about Baltimore in a month. They're like
yep.
Mr. October, and they're not going to play well again. Cincinnati is now 4-2. Sorry, 5-2. Baltimore's 5-2. Burrow went 23 of 38, 416 yards, 3 TDs, 1 interception, 1 sack. Next week they play the Jets. Chalk that up to a win. They're going to be 6-2. They put 41 up on Baltimore today.
Yeah, but and that super rookie Jamar Chase, who had the dropsies or whatever they called him in the preseason, offensive rookie of the year, and it's not even close right now.
And on the road, Cincinnati goes into
Yeah.
Baltimore. It gives them a blasting, just a blasting. And then I think you could put this in the must watch, although it was a must watch for 3.5 quarters, was Detroit LA Rams, the revenge
Right.
game. You know I love a revenge game.
Yeah, the old quarterbacks meeting their old team. It was nice.
I think I texted you this like at halftime. Like, when did Detroit get good? they
Yeah,
they
no,
were playing well.
they really were. But hey, the NFL playoff picture is starting to take shape. If the playoffs start tonight, the Cincinnati Bengals would have home field advantage throughout the AFC playoffs. How about that?
Right. Yeah, I have some thoughts when we get into if the season ended today. There's the picture is shaping up. I'm wondering if it's going to stay like this. There's no way it can.
No.
No way. No way it can. So I had 2 must watches and 1 must miss. What about this though? Are we officially on Matt Nagy watch? Is he week to week now with the Bears?
I don't think he's coming back next year. But I don't know if they're going to go so far as to get rid of him uh, soon. I think they might as well just leave Nagy in, give some sort of normalcy to Fields, their quarterback. But I think they're going to start fresh at the head coaching position in the offseason.
He makes it through the season, you're saying. You're saying he's going to go the whole season.
Yeah, he'll go the whole season.
Oh, really? I think he's 1 loss away. The next time they lose, he's gone. They got demolished today by the
Wow.
Pack. They got killed. That was bad. They had nothing. Tom Brady could have scored 16 touchdowns if he wanted to against them. It was rough. And if it wasn't for them somehow beating my Raiders, there's
Right.
no way Nagy's there. I don't know. I'm watching the game and I'm like, how did this team beat the Raiders?
Yeah.
They can't do
Crazy.
anything. They can't do anything right. So That is my next one. And then we had 6 teams on a bye week this week. So this was sort of an off week. Last week was sort of off too, but this week 6 teams on bye. So I have a thought. What do you think about this for future NFL seasons? Every team gets one bye. Why not do the bye for every team?
Right.
And we have an NFL spring break. We have 1 week off for every team. And everybody gets the same rest. Everybody goes back to work. And then what about that? What about just 1 week off? Would you be down with that?
I'd be down for that.
Really?
I'd be down for that. Just like yeah. I mean, and then maybe if some guys want to participate in some sort of skills challenge, if you want to make a few extra bucks, go on ahead.
Oh yeah, we could do a lot of media that week.
Kind of like an All-Star weekend, NBA All-Star weekend.
Like we could bribe the players and say like, okay, you don't have to do every post-game interview. You don't have to meet on Wednesdays with the media. You can just do a phone call. But NFL spring break week, you got to do media. That's the week you do it. And then you don't have to do it again. I think we could sell it to them in a way. I don't know what we do with that Sunday as far as TV programming.
Right.
But what about that? Every team is off the same week. That might be a way to avoid this sort of slump.
Nobody's watching the Pro Bowl right before the Super Bowl. So what? That's
right. Yeah, that was all. Maybe we get in conjunction with the Oscars or the Academy Awards, whatever awards happens, and they're like, all right, you guys take this Sunday.
Right.
You guys go nuts on it. We'll sell advertising that week, and we've got the whole Sunday. You don't have to compete with NFL. Maybe I'm gonna email future NFL Commissioner Condoleezza Rice about my idea.
Yeah, watch what you say on the email.
5:13 left in the fourth quarter. Indianapolis just scored a touchdown. It is 20. Was that a pick six? Did I miss a pick six from?
That's a pick six.
What is Jimmy Garoppolo's deal? I can't figure him out. I have so many questions. He looks like he's there, yet he doesn't look like he's focusing on anything.
That may not be Garoppolo. Look at that's on the receiver.
Mm-hmm. It just
seems
seems
a dangerous
though,
pass. I mean, it is still a dangerous pass.
It seems though when you're a bad quarterback, you always lose those breaks. The tip ball always goes intercepted. The deflection always gets intercepted when you're a bad quarterback. It's not like the good quarterbacks somehow have bad luck. I don't know if it's NFL karma or what, but I have a few questions on this game in the rain. How come the sidelines don't just have canopies? Everybody's just on the sideline just getting drenched. Why don't we just put a canopy up? We can have a little rain coverage. And then they always do the thing where they're showing the sideline guy who's handling the footballs, and he's covering the footballs with just a cloth towel. I'm like, that can't work. Why not have some sort of tarp or something? Why have we not figured out this rain technology in 2021, how to keep a ball dry on a sideline? Why don't we have some sort of the refs? If you notice, the refs have some rain gear with their shirts. Why don't we have a rain repellent NFL jersey for the players? Everybody's wearing gloves. It seems right up that alley. And maybe Garoppolo and Wentz can only combine for 16 turnovers instead of the 8 I think they're currently out. But I am going to give NBC a little bit of points for working overtime and only finding 72 songs about rain to go to a commercial in.
That's pretty good.
I heard Eddie Money, I Love a Rainy Night, CCR, Have You Ever Seen the Rain?
Oh, yeah.
There was one more. They played too. I was like, I get it. There's rain. And whoever does the music for NBC loves classic rock.
Yeah, they do.
They put a theme. And I just want to know, how do you do it? How do you choose it? What are your songs in your bank that you love to play, that you are ready and willing at any point to play? So good job, NBC. Rock songs about rain, but nothing after 1987.
I like it. It is crazy that hip hop doesn't get much love on NBC.
That's true. Are there any hip hop? Oh, this was the third song. Don't Go Chasing Waterfalls was their other one into a commercial. So a bit of a stretch, maybe more R&B than hip hop. But NBC with the rain. 23-18, 3:45 left in this game. Colts have the ball. Okay, I'm going to throw a couple best and worst at you. I want to see if you're surprised by this. Best offense in the NFL. Are you surprised or not that the best offense in the NFL is the Dallas Cowboys as of week 7?
Not at all. I mean, they are loaded. I'm not gonna call them the best offense. I still think Tom Brady.
Well, they are just by numbers, but
Okay, by numbers, yeah. But I still think the best offense is the Buccaneers. But yeah, as far as numbers,
Ooh.
the Dallas Cowboys are loaded.
Maybe a 1 and 1A for best offense. Dallas is off this week, so maybe Tampa Bay, by the numbers, Monday morning will have that. Worst offense. Who do you think the worst offense in the league is?
Well, good question. Arguably the Texans, arguably the Giants, arguably the Lions. I'm looking at those three teams.
Worst offense in the league by the numbers, Chicago Bears. And today did not help.
So the fact that they've won 3 games is mind-boggling.
They did. Yeah, the fact that they're ahead of Detroit somehow is really, really rough. Or that Detroit's ahead of them in offense. Okay, best defense in the league by the numbers. Who do you think has the best defense in the league?
Best defense. Let me think about this one. Can it be? I'm gonna go with the Bengals. Is it?
Best defense in the league is the Buffalo Bills.
Oh wow!
Right now,
they were up there. I was
a little surprised by that too. I didn't think. I'm just getting mesmerized by Josh Allen.
They're good. They're really good.
Hey, if we are in a relationship with Patrick Mahomes and the Kansas City Chiefs, Josh Allen, he's the other woman at this point that we're making eyes at the Starbucks sort of thing.
Oh, yeah, but Joe Burrow's looking pretty hot too.
Oh, that's right. Joe Burrow works at like the gym. We got Mahomes. We married Mahomes somehow the last couple of years. And now we're getting a little bored with him. The curly hair isn't fun anymore. And now we're seeing Josh Allen works at the Starbucks. And the other guy, Joe Burrow, he works at the gym. And we're making eyes at him. We want out. We want out of the Mahomes relationship. Worst defense in the league. This one surprised me. Who do you think the worst defense in the league is as of week 7?
I'm going to go with, it's got to be the Jets. Tell me it's the Jets.
Surprisingly, no. It's the Seattle Seahawks.
Really? Wow.
Yeah, by the numbers. It's the Seattle Seahawks. I was very surprised by that. Yeah, I was with you. I was like, it's got to be the Jets. Just anytime you say worst, I got a 50-50 shot of being right with the Jets, right?
Right.
Let's talk Jets for a second. Do you think after the win, Bill Belichick should have ran to the end zone and found Jets fans and yelled, "I own you"?
Yes. Yes.
Aaron Rodgers style. He just starts yelling and pretending to put on a belt.
More so than Rodgers owns the Bears, Belichick owns the Jets.
Yeah, I would have loved to see him do that. See him talk a little trash. They demolished the Jets today. They had 54-13.
Thrashing.
That's a Division II college game score.
It's a thrashing. Yeah, it was nasty.
That was bad. That was really bad. Green Bay won today. They seem to be on fire. Tennessee we talked about. The Giants beat Carolina. The score was 3-5 at one point. Anytime there's a game where the score's
baseball score.
It's totally out. And then
we're in the bottom of the 7th inning at 5-3.
5-3. One team has 2 hits. The other one has 7. And no one can get on base. 25-3, they beat Carolina, thus hurting my Sam Darnold comeback player of the year hopes. That was weird. Okay, now, late games. Vegas manhandles Philly 2 in a row. Our head coach, Rich Bisaccia, a.k.a. Edward James Olmos, is 2-0, undefeated.
Undefeated in a year of...
Raiders are back in the mix, big time now. KC lost. The Chargers lost the week before.
Denver lost.
I'm buying stock in Raiders this week.
Man, it could be. I mean, they're in a good position to take this division.
Yeah, it was one of those only games where the Raiders didn't have to pull it out in the fourth quarter. Jalen Hurts will always bail out your defense and will get sacked or throw a pick or fumble the ball. He looks lost. He looks like he doesn't want to be there. Also, the Eagles are just a struggle fest.
Yep.
They really, really struggle. So in a game that I thought the Raiders were going to play down to their competition and coming off the emotional win the week before, I thought we were going to have a come down to earth game, but they didn't. No. Edward James almost pulled it off for us. Okay. Arizona undefeated. Packers Thursday night. Is this the game of the year?
Oh, it could be. It could be.
Thursday night, totally lucked out that they got this game, by the way. Thursday night, I almost always miss.
Yes.
Undefeated versus one loss, Green Bay.
It could be. This is definitely going to have some playoff implications. Colts just scored another touchdown.
Oh, so we're not going into overtime.
No, we're not going. No. Oh, no.
Thursday night, I think they're home against the Packers. So if Arizona wins this game and they're undefeated still, are we talking MVP talk for Kyler Murray? Are we talking Coach of the Year talk?
We're not far off. We're not far off. They are a good team. So, Aaron Rodgers, if you put the two teams together, Aaron Rodgers has got the experience. Kyler hasn't been quite there, in these big playoff games yet. But they got the weapons.
Yeah. And also remember last week, the coach was back this week for Arizona. Last week he wasn't. I'm still not convinced you can't coach these teams remotely. I halfway think John Gruden is coaching the Raiders via Zoom still. But then I watched an interview because the Cardinals coach didn't coach last week. And he says, the reporter asked him, okay, what did you do? And he's like, oh, I just shut it off. I can't watch the game. There's no way I'm buying that. I am not buying when the coaches say no, I just tune out. I'm like, no way, dude. You're on the phone. You're texting. I don't buy that for a second. I don't know why we all just laugh at that. There's no way. There's no way. And you can coach. I don't know why we haven't figured out after a year of protocol that if you can't be on the sidelines, you can still coach. I'm not buying it. But also, if you're a coach who gets COVID protocoled and you can't coach the game, if you get COVID protocol, you can't coach the game, you better hope your team loses that week. Otherwise, it's what the hell do we need you for? We won without you.
Right.
Okay. Division leaders. AFC in the East, Buffalo, North Cincinnati, South Tennessee, West Las Vegas. Are all four of those teams A, winning that division, B, making the playoffs? What do you think?
The NFC East?
This is the AFC.
AFC East.
AFC East division leader Buffalo. Are they making the playoffs or are they not?
They're winning the division.
Winning division, okay. Cincinnati, are they winning the North?
Not yet. They're going to make the playoffs. It's going to come down to the Ravens and Bengals.
Okay. AFC South, Tennessee is winning the division right now. Do they win the division?
They run away. They're the first. They may be one of the first teams that arguably clinches a division.
Okay. AFC West, Las Vegas is in the lead of the AFC West. Do they win this division and do they make the playoffs?
I'm not saying it's not like Kansas City can't get hot and catch up, but this is the best place. This is the best scenario right now for the Raiders.
Along with our other woman analogy, the Raiders are like the bartender at the dive bar that we used to go to. Yeah. And we look through the window and be like, whoa, there's that one chick. Yeah, I know. And I still know. She'd say hi to me if I went in there.
Good analogy. Good analogy. But yeah, the Raiders are in the best spot. They're gonna, they have a good shot to make the playoffs, good shot to win the division, but you can't discount the Chiefs yet.
You still want to go to counseling for the Chiefs. You want to save the relationship. You want to save it. I get it.
Yeah.
Okay, on to the.
Times. You had some good times.
We're compatible. Yeah. She's cool.
It's that mentally unstable girl. You know what I mean? That it's just something about
Chiefs
her.
are?
Yeah, just
Chiefs
something
are
about her.
mentally unstable?
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. All right. Lord knows I can pick them. So, if the season ended today in the NFC side, in the East, Dallas, in the North, Green Bay, in the South, Tampa Bay, in the West, Arizona. Start with Dallas. Are they winning the division?
Yes.
Weak
Yeah.
division. They're winning it. They're
Yeah,
making the
they're
playoffs.
maybe another team that arguably is the first team to clinch.
Green Bay winning the North,
Yes.
and Tampa Bay winning the South.
Minnesota will make the playoffs, though. You mark my word. I'm saying it right now.
Wild card though, or are they
Yeah,
winning
wild
the
card,
division?
wild card,
Okay,
wild card.
and then Arizona in the West. They're probably winning.
Arizona, Tampa Bay, they both win their divisions.
Okay,
Although the Rams aren't bad, but I'm still gonna go with the Cardinals win that division. Rams also
right. It's a
wild card.
hard division, so I think that wild card, the Rams are looking solid to make a playoff spot, no matter what. They do look good. Also, if the season ended today, Detroit is getting the first pick in the draft. So big plans,
Yeah.
Detroit. Got to start thinking about that.
Yep.
Into our next question, the way too early award for this week. I already mentioned it. Detroit drafts or picks first in the draft, and I predict they go with a quarterback and they wash their hands of Goff, and Goff is out of Detroit in 1 year. It's my way too early prediction.
I like that.
Yeah, they're going first. They're like clean slate. Maybe even they go new coach. Did you watch that Detroit game? They ran 2 fake punts. They onside kicked on the kickoff. The beginning of the game, they onside kick. And then the team is in turmoil when like they get a good play and everybody goes and hugs the head coach. Like everybody's like, it's almost like he needs this. He needs
Yeah,
it.
he does. And
Good
that
job.
coach does. Campbell needs that.
Yeah. Yeah. And then they played good. They played good for like 3 quarters and they couldn't compete. They were like a marathoner and they just could not keep that pace. And they left them and then they got a distant third in the race. So that's my way too early pick. Do you have a way too early pick for week 7?
How about this?
Other than Jimmy Garoppolo goes in the locker room early in this game?
How about this? Hot seat Kyle Shanahan maybe in the offseason.
Yeah, okay. I'm not surprised by that. I'm not surprised by that at all.
Yeah, maybe.
Okay.
Maybe.
Maybe. You're very angry with your team. You know how I know you're angry is you're not even raising your voice. You're disappointed. You're disappointed.
Like you say, I can't get mad. You don't seem to want to change.
I can tell you're hurting deep down inside. This is why this next question is really going to upset you. It's the make me angry argument of the week. Here is my make you angry argument. San Francisco, after this game, gets hot and they string together a bunch of wins. They make the playoffs and they go head to head against the Arizona Cardinals, aka your son's favorite team. And you and your son thus start therapy for the next 15 years over your argument over why you're raising a kid to root for a division rival.
Yeah, I know. That does make me angry.
Does your
It does.
does your daughter like root for like a rival college or rival basketball team or baseball? What's going on in your family?
She's still so young, but I think she says she likes the Niners. So I'm being very delicate with that situation right now.
Okay, we still got daddy's girl.
Yeah.
What about your wife? Does she root for her own team, or did she go Dallas Cowboys or something?
After all these years of marriage, she has said that I've ruined football for her. So I can take pride in that.
She's a sports fan, though, right?
She used to like football, but she says that my obsession has really soured her. I don't see why.
Oh, you're not joking. I thought you were joking. You have ruined football for your wife. How have you ruined football for your wife?
I may have ruined football for my wife, yeah.
How have you ruined football for her? If I asked her this question, what would she say?
Just the obsession with it. The obsession with the world's greatest soap opera.
You know how I watch my team now? I don't even watch the first half. I wait to the second half, and then I watch it, but I try not to focus. I try to do something else while it's on.
Not a bad idea. Pat. I like that.
Because, and like, you know me, I'm fairly even tempered, but I find myself watching the game and I'm yelling at the TV. I'm cursing at the NFL. I'm thinking the universe is against me, like, personally. I'm like, of course we would lose that call. Of course we're away to Denver in December. Of course, like, I think everybody's out to get me when I watch my Raiders play. And then I started thinking, well, what do I want to happen? That we win the Super Bowl? Okay, then what happens to me? Can I just die? Is it the end of my life? What happens the next year? So ultimately I will never be happy, no matter, even if my team is successful. Say they win 2 in a row, then I'm just gonna be like, okay, the dynasty's over. Okay, we're gonna be embarrassed by some team we shouldn't lose to. So ultimately I will never be happy. What do you think the ideal is for your team? What do you want to have? Do you want to win the Super Bowl?
I mean, of course. I mean, of course, but it's not.
But then
gonna
what
happen.
happens after that? They can't win every Super Bowl, right?
No, but it's the fact that you see teams improving. People. New England Patriots weren't watching their team win Super Bowls and playoff games you know pre Belichick Tom Brady. That franchise was awful. Okay, I
Yeah,
want
they
you to
were the
remember
laughable Pats.
um, uh, uh, they were so bad. But we all want to see that. We want to experience what those diehard fans went through.
Yeah, it is nice. There is a generation that doesn't know the Patriots were not good at one point. They just assumed the Patriots were always in the playoffs, always winning Super Bowls.
Yeah.
Speaking of disappointments, it's a final Indianapolis 30, San Francisco 18. I
Take
think
a sack, Jimmy. Take a sack, asshole.
you're upset. I get it. You're upset. I feel the pain you are talking about. I think Chris Collinsworth is out of the studio. I think he's throwing passes on the sideline just to get some blood going in his arms. I also think when you have a favorite team in the league, I think you want them to do well, but I think in the back of your head, you're just permanently insecure because
Right.
like, you cannot win them all. And I think once you've been through, like, say, 3 generations of quarterbacks, say, where this goes. Like, oh, at some point, my favorite player is going to retire. He's going to leave. I think as a young person, you don't know this, but once you've rooted for enough teams, everything ends badly. you know? So
Yes.
now I think, what if you're a fan, you're in the fan base of the team that has never won a championship in your lifetime? Those fans exist, right?
Oh, absolutely, they do.
What is that like? Because I'll
Oh,
be honest, my team has never won a championship in my conscious living. I think they won one when I was like 4 years old, so I don't have no memory of it.
well. I mean, like, I mean, let's talk. Like, well, what about Lions fans? You know what I mean?
It's a
What are
good one
they?
too, yeah.
Or what about those ones that fell in love with the Texans in the very beginning of their franchise because hey, it's something new, cool jersey. Screw the Cowboys. We're Texans guys. Yeah, what happened to them?
Yeah, that's true. The newer franchises have not had a lick of success or anything. I can revert back to the old glory days. I can even revert back to the Rich Gannon MVP year and say, like, that was the year every week we were going to win. Some fan bases have zero, zero good things to look back on. Brutal.
Yep.
I don't know. It speaks to our psychology of our psyche. What's going on? Let's move
No,
on. Next segment is franchise, 1 year deal, or send to the practice squad. This week, it's weather dependent. You got rain, snow, or clear skies. What do you pick? What's your number one go-to
rain,
for a game? Rain, snow, or clear blue sky?
rain.
You like a
Give
rain
me
game,
rain.
huh?
Like a rain game. Love a rain game.
Really? I
I don't like
like.
that. I don't like when my team. I don't like when my team plays this bad in a rain game. But
Mhm.
hey, I like a rain game.
I'm gonna give rain game my 1 year deal
Okay.
because sometimes the rain game can go horribly wrong. Like, no one can hold on to the ball. The play is slow. and everybody looks miserable all the time, I'm going to go franchise the snow game. I love the snow game, but it has to be the right amount of snow. It can't be one where it's just covered and they're sliding around. It has to be that Denver October-ish sort of rain snow where they're still fast on the field, but they're still sliding. They're still wiping the snow off the visor every other play. So I go snow for my franchise, and send to the practice squad is the clear skies. Like we've had it for a million years. I'm fine with skipping a clear sky game.
Yeah.
So where do you put your snow?
Snow, it happens so rare that I don't love it. I just don't see it enough, I guess,
Yeah. So would you go 1 year deal, or you're sending snow to the practice squad?
Practice squad.
Oh, really? So clear
Yeah.
skies goes your franchise. You take that,
Yeah.
or your
Yeah, I
your
don't
1 year
have
deal.
to. I don't have to see it.
Yeah. Very, very weather dependent. Like today's game, I'm still befuddled that we don't have more rain gear. Like there isn't some way to circumnavigate how slippery the ball is, how drenched the coach Kyle Shanahan of the San Francisco's, he puts his hood over his head and you can tell it's soaked. You can tell it's completely soaked. Like you don't have a rain jacket or some
Yeah.
sort of something. You're just going to go out there and get soaked. I don't
Yep.
believe there's no strategy to this all. Like even the sideline guys, like the guys doing the markers, had the poncho. Like, why don't you get a poncho? The refs have something. I think they dropped the ball on it. Also, being San Francisco, a place where it rains a lot.
Yeah, that's that too. That too.
All right, on to the challenge of the week. I don't know if you know this, but today was National Tight Ends Day. Which, by the way, if we're just gonna make up holidays, it loses a little bit of the luster. Like next week, can we have placeholder day?
Right. Let's do it.
Can
Why
we have
not?
slot receiver, National Slot Receiver Day?
Long snapper.
Yeah, let's just throw every day. It loses the luster.
How
National
about
Tight End Day.
how about just a shout out to our emergency quarterback?
National Third String Quarterback Day.
Yeah, like the fifth string receiver in the event that we need him will be quarterback.
Oh, emergency quarterback. Right, the running back who has to take snaps. If we're
Yeah.
just going to invent holidays, NFL, let's just think of a new one every week. So random. Tight end. National Tight End Day.
Yeah.
Let's just make up holidays now. Okay, here is your challenge. You have 10 seconds. I'm going to time you. I want you to name as many tight ends as you can on the count of 3. Are you ready? 3, 2, 1, begin.
Okay. Johnu Smith, out of the Patriots.
Time.
Got
You got one.
it.
You got
Kittle,
one time.
Kelsey, Komet, Ertz.
All right, do you want to go again? Okay,
Yeah.
I'm going to give
Yeah.
you a little hint.
Okay, yeah.
Any era. It doesn't have to be current. It doesn't have to be
Oh.
current. Any tight end. Okay, here we go. 3, 2, 1.
Kittle, Kelsey, Winslow Jr. That was easy. Tony Gonzalez, Antonio Gates, Gronkowski, Aaron Hernandez. Never forget Aaron Hernandez.
I think you got 11 within the 10 seconds.
There you go.
Okay, I did a little test on myself. Here are the ones I got. I got Brent Jones, Jay Novacek, Ben Coates, Mark Chimura. I went way back on that one.
Wow.
Shannon Sharp, Sterling Sharp. That was my 10 seconds. Here's the ones I thought of later. Greg Olson, Jason Witten, Darren Waller, Jeremy Shockey, Mark Bavaro, and Mike Ditka.
Nice.
Not as easy to rattle off as I thought it would be. Tight ends, that's harder than you would think. So
Yeah.
maybe they do deserve their own national day.
Sweet.
Okay, the awards. Sunday MVP. Who won the week?
Sunday MVP, Joe Burrow. Joe Burrow.
Oh, really?
Yeah, Joe Burrow and Jamar Chase, obviously, because he made Burrow look good, but Joe Burrow.
I agree with Joe Burrow. That was a big win. Big win against Baltimore on the road. And the guy just torched him. Just torched him. Also seems like Lamar also could fumble the ball every third carry.
Right.
The ball's always out. He's always getting hit weird. He's jumping over stuff, but the ball's like way away from his body. It's almost like he wants to fumble the ball as well.
Right.
Joe Burrow's a good pick. I think it's hard to pick against the Cardinals in general. So I'll go as a nominee Cardinals, maybe their head coach because he's back on the sideline. I am going to go Sunday MVP. I'm going to go Matt Nagy's agent because I think he's making a lot of calls tonight.
Oh, a lot of poor guy.
He's like, all right, this is a short leash. He gets fired. I need to start calling D2 colleges. I need to start calling D1 colleges. I need to see who needs an assistant
Yeah,
in the NFL. So I'm going to go Matt Nagy's agent. And in my last nominee, Las Vegas Raiders head coach 2-0, Rich Bisaccia. I don't even know if I'm saying his last name right.
No, that's good.
Yeah, those are my Sunday MVPs. All right, time for a way too early Coach of the Year award for this Sunday. Who do you think should win Coach of the Year way too early this week?
Well, why not? Ooh, that's a good. We got to go with Kingsbury just because they are undefeated right now. So way too early. I'm just going to go with them because I mean they're winning close games, they're blowing people out. So that's good to know.
Okay, going Kingsbury. My way too early Coach of the Week. I'm going to go Mike Vrabel, head coach of the Titans.
Not bad.
They're hot. He's one of these emotional coaches on the sideline that's all fiery, like the Kingsbury and the who's the other guy? The Rams head coach McVay. They're subdued. They're more like cerebral. Vrabel's a little bit more of a throwback.
Yeah, for sure.
He's hitting people on the shoulder pads as they're coming off the sidelines. He's yelling. So I'm going to go Vrabel. I think they're catching fire right at the right time right now. And they just manhandled the Chiefs as well. Okay, legal ramifications this week.
All right, let's hear it.
Okay. You saw the headline this week with the Alec Baldwin shooting a prop gun that ended up shooting and killing someone on the set. So my question is, what exactly is entertainment law? How do you differentiate that? How does a lawyer differentiate that as opposed to going into corporate law or family law? What do you do in entertainment law? Is it something as simple as negotiating deals within the entertainment industry?
That's a lot to do with it. Obviously, knowing the market, I can't speak for entertainment lawyers, but I also know like it's just not Hollywood. I mean, I have a buddy out in San Antonio who's considered an entertainment lawyer, and he's in the with all those guys that sing narco corridos, in that region, and that he's an entertainment lawyer, and he's getting a lot of money being hired by these groups and these singers. Also, South Texas has an impressive, boxing, Mexican boxing circuit, and so they're entertainment lawyers as well. So it's not just Hollywood. There's a lot of things you can get into. Maybe the Midwest, those polka dancers.
Yeah, I was going to say the polka circuit.
Polka circuit. But yeah, that's primarily what they do. And entertainment lawyers have to protect their investment. They have to protect their clients first and foremost, making sure they're getting paid what they deserve, making sure a set is safe for them, up to par, and that their needs are being taken care of. So yeah, a lot of work goes there. But yes, to answer your question, there's many fields. Just like I'm a criminal defense lawyer, and it does. I wouldn't know the first thing about looking over a contract.
Mm-hmm.
You know.
Yeah, it sounds like I was thinking the contracts. It sounds like they're serving almost double duty as like a manager also.
Yeah, they really are.
But yeah, it sounds like when you go entertainment law, any deal is got to go through a lawyer, meaning there's unions involved, there is fees involved with paying agents and managers as well, and then there's the negotiating of the deal itself. So if there's a contract involved, you need a lawyer. So entertainment law seems not that far removed, but specific in its own way. Is there a course of study if you know you want to go into entertainment law when you're in law school? When do you decide and how do you prepare to become an entertainment lawyer, or specifically the lawyer you choose to be?
No, you can do whatever you want. I mean, I primarily took a lot of classes dealing with property law, and I ended up being a criminal defense lawyer. I think I just took the bare minimum when it came. It's just you know, honestly, law school just it just gets you, in my opinion, just you think differently, but just pass the damn bar exam. You know what I mean?
So you go to, how does the process work? You get an undergrad, you apply to law school, you
Mm-hmm.
graduate from law school,
Mm-hmm.
and then you take the bar. Am I
Yeah.
leaving any steps out?
No, there's also a professional responsibility test you got to take, which they let you take that even before you graduate law school. But yeah, just take the bar and you're good to go. I think Wisconsin is the only state where you don't have to take a bar exam if you go to the University of Wisconsin School of Law.
And is this true? Didn't Kim Kardashian take the bar and we found out you don't necessarily have to go to law school to take the bar?
California is different. Also, keep in mind that California has a ton of law schools, whereas Texas, I think, only has 10. I think 9 or 10. Um, and but I think there's so many law schools in California. They have different rules where you could even do like some sort of apprenticeship and then become a lawyer with somebody supervising you. It's real weird. But
Very
yeah,
state to
I,
state then,
I
whether you.
I was, I'm not gonna lie, was a little concerned that there would be a time when I'd be calling Kim Kardashian a colleague. So
How hard is the bar?
I studied my butt off. I've seen people that hardly studied and they still passed it. I've seen people that studied a lot and didn't pass it. I just think it's how you take that test. Everything that I memorized for that test, I probably forgot within 48 hours of finishing that test.
You should put that on your business card when you give them to clients.
Yeah.
So you take the bar, you pass the bar. First of all, how isn't the bar like a 2 day test? Isn't it super
When I
long?
took it, it was 2.5. It was
Two
over 3 days. Yeah.
2.5 days of
The first day,
testing.
the first day was a half day, and then 2 full days.
When do you find out what you got on the test?
I took the test the last week of July, the last Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday of July, and I found out the first Thursday of November. So
Wow.
yeah, it took a while. There was a lot of unease, a lot of sleepless nights, a lot of nightmares. But I took it one time, and I said to myself, I'm only going to take it one time.
So if you hadn't passed, you'd be in a totally different career path, you're
If
saying.
I didn't, yeah, I would because I would have said to myself, it would have been so disappointing because I studied so hard. I did give my best punch. I did throw my best punch at that test. So if I
Hmm.
didn't do it, I convinced myself there's nothing else I just can't pass it. Because I did everything.
Is the test like, say, the SATs where it's like multiple choice? They give you scenarios. What's the actual
Yeah,
test like?
there is one day of that. Yeah,
I see. So it's kind of, and it's has a standardized test feel to it. At least 1 day of it.
yeah, yeah, for sure.
Gotcha. So then you pass the bar. They tell you, all right, you passed. Then what do you do? You're
Well,
officially a lawyer. Is there some sort of graduation ceremony?
no, that you go get sworn in. You're
Is there a
officially a
cookout?
lawyer. You go
Oh, you get sworn in.
yeah,
Okay.
you get sworn in. You go to a judge, or some people go to the Capitol with the Supreme Court. They put on a nice show. I got sworn in right away. The day after finding out I passed the exam, I got sworn in, and yeah, you pay your licensing tax fee, which is kind of funny because you don't have a job, and it's already costing you a lot more money than you're earning. So,
Mm.
but yeah, it was fun. It was some good times.
And then, like, do you walk out of the courthouse or wherever you get sworn in at, and a bunch of firms are wanting you to work for them, like in the movie The Firm, and then you end up
I'm
running away
sure.
from Ed
I'm sure
Harris?
for. I'm sure for some people.
Really?
Yeah.
Who are those lawyers that are like sought
Yeah,
after, like
just
draft
just
picks?
just badasses. Just blue chip badasses.
How do the firms know they're badasses or blue
Oh,
chippers?
but yeah, because you do start the process. These big firms recruit, but also a lot of these students, these gunners, they're going after it too. And they're researching and they're getting their names out there. I knew I was gonna go by myself and be alone, so I didn't bother kissing anyone's ass.
So if you were in the draft, you wouldn't have been drafted, but you were a free agent.
And then just started my own league.
Oh, that's right. Started your own
Yeah,
XFL.
but still here. Still
That's
here.
right. Did away with the coin toss.
Yeah.
All right. That was legal ramifications. Always something new I learned from legal ramifications with my general counsel, Omar Carmona. If I gave you like $1, and would you technically be hired as my lawyer, and then
Yeah.
where everything we say is protected under attorney-client privileges?
Yes, I would.
Nice. I'm going to mail you $1. Monday night, tomorrow night, predicting New Orleans Saints at Seattle Seahawks. I'm not sure where the Seahawks are in the league at this point.
Well, they got Geno Smith, so that's got to
Geno
tell you
Smith is
where
still
they
going to
are.
play.
Yeah, so I'm gonna go with the Saints. 33. The Seahawks 14.
Saints on the road to cover. You zigged. I'm going to zag. I say the Seahawks get it together. They win by a touchdown because you are forgetting one crucial point, Omar Carmona. Jameis Winston.
There you go.
He is due a 3-interception game.
Okay.
He's due. It's like a quota.
That's fair. That's fair. I can't argue.
It is week 7. This could have been the NFL spring break week. This could have been the week.
Yeah.
They should do it like the week before. Well, it could work out the week before Halloween. Take the week off before Halloween. Get back in touch with the family. Do some fall charity. Great week for media. Every team should have the bye the same week. I'll tell Condoleezza Rice. Your team lost. My team won. We're almost halfway through the season. We predicted everything. I think there is no reason to think all our predictions will be correct.
No, right. Who knows?
And I think your attitude's going to turn around by the end of the season. I think it's going to turn. Too bummed out. You're bummed out. It's too early in the season.
I'm bummed.
I get it. Your son is secretly against you in the division. Your wife now hates football because of you.
Yep.
So it's going to turn around. Think of it in positive light. We're going to have a talk after the Zoom. For the Sunday Night Talk, this is Patrick Ramirez. This is Omar Carmona. We will see you for week 8. Bye, Omar.
Y'all take care.
Okay, that is a show for week 7 in the NFL. That was the Sunday Night Talk. That was Omar Carmona. That was me as well. What'd you think of week 7? Was it a dud? If your team lost, it was probably a dud. If your team won, maybe you liked it. I don't know. I'm going to float some arguments to our chief and savior, Condoleezza Rice, future NFL commissioner. I don't know. I'll see. She's in the owner's box. That's a good sign for something. Don't forget, see me doing live stand-up comedy November 11th, 9:30 p.m. at Flappers Comedy Club here on the West Coast in Burbank, California. Hit me up, or flapperscomedy.com is where you go for tickets. That was the Sunday Night Talk. That was our way too early predictions. That was our make you angry argument of the week. And of course, legal ramifications. How'd your team do this week? How'd your fantasy team do? How'd your favorite team do? How'd your family members' team do? All these things factor in to how you set up yourself for Monday morning. Are you happy? Are you sad? Are you neutral? What's going on? That's what the Sunday Night Talk is for. So take all that into Monday. I hope you have a good week, and we will see you for a very special Halloween edition next week on the Sunday Night Talk. We will see you then.